4 days, one car, a dog named Joey, and a road trip across southern Belgium. We set out with no real plan, just a list of names I could barely pronounce: Durbuy, Namur, Crupet, and Dinant. What we found? Castles, cliffs, saxophones, and the side of Belgium I never expected. This is southern Belgium. How is this place not famous? Tucked away in the Belgian Ardennes, Durbuy might just be one of Europe's best kept secrets, and somehow I never even heard of it. Joey and I stumbled into what felt a real life fairy tale: cobblestone streets, a castle straight out of a storybook, and views that made us stop in our tracks. They call it the smallest town in Belgium, but more on that in a bit. But let me show you just why this hidden gem completely surprised me, and it might just surprise you too. So for the Easter weekend, Joey and I decided to go on a little road trip from Amsterdam down to Belgium. I honestly wasn't expecting much, just a quick stop in a place I barely heard of. But the moment we arrived in Durbuy, it felt like time slowed down. Narrow stone streets and old houses, and this quiet charm that just hits you immediately. And Joey, instantly curious, tail up, nose down, was ready to explore. Joey's journey continues.
Smell the waffles.
You know when you're in Belgium when you can smell it. Smell the waffles, chocolates, beers, definitely the waffles. We wandered through the maze of streets, taking it all in, the sound of birds, smell of waffles in the air, of course, and not a single modern building in sight. They say Durbuy is the smallest town in Belgium, and while technically it lost that title a while ago when the definition of town changed, the vibe remains the same: intimate, cozy, and full of character.
Trying to explore, but there's too many people. There's too many people. Joey, are you a bit frightened? Hello. Hello. Hello.
One of the highlights was the Durbuy castle, which stands like a guardian over the town. You can't go inside, but just seeing it up close, nestled against the river, it's kind of surreal. After soaking in the town, we found a small path leading up into the forest. Just a short walk, nothing intense. So this is the spot you want to be. Short little hike up, a little bit steep. Then you get to this amazing viewpoint of the fairy tale town. How amazing is that? But at the top, a stunning panoramic view of Durbuy nestled in the valley, hugged by the Ardennes. You You can see the whole town from there, the castle, the river, all of it. Joey stood there next to me, tongue out, tail wagging, probably just happy to be outside. But for me, it was one of those rare moments where everything feels just right. While we didn't do anything wildly adventurous, this afternoon in Durbuy felt like a reset, a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected places leave the biggest mark. Beer time. Couldn't resist, have to get the local beers. Get a nice variety for enjoying later. You're not driving. Leaving Durbuy, we didn't rush. The drive from there to Namur winds through some of the prettiest countryside I've seen in Belgium. Villages seem to appear out of nowhere, quiet stone houses, misty forests, and the kind of roads that make you want to turn off the GPS. This part of Belgium really reminds me of the small towns in France. We passed places I couldn't name, and maybe that's the point. Not every stop needs to be a destination. Sometimes the road itself is the experience. But eventually, the road opened up and Namur came into view. Namur wasn't even supposed to be on this trip, but sometimes the best stops are the ones you don't plan. What started as a practical choice, good parking and a pet-friendly place for Joey, turned into one of the most surprising highlights of our Belgium journey. Local vibes, riverside views, and some of the most authentic Easter celebrations I've seen. I based myself at the Ibis Namur Center, which turned out to be a perfect choice. Situated right in the old town, it offered easy access to the city's main attractions. The hotel was pet friendly, making it convenient for Joey, and parking was hassle free, about 15 euros per night. One of my favorite things about Namur is how easy it is to experience the city just by walking. It's compact, relaxed, and full of little discoveries around every corner. From our hotel at the Ibis Namur Center, Joey and I could step right out the door and instantly be surrounded by cobbled alleys, riverside promenades, and bustling local squares. We started our stroll in the old town, where the architecture ranges from 17th century facades to charming stone homes with flower boxes. The pace here is slow, in the best way. People walking their dogs, kids riding scooters, couples sharing waffles on benches. It felt lived in and local, not polished for tourists.
You know, we're in Belgium when they make their own bottles for their beers. A nice triple ombre. On a warm, sunny day, and I don't have to drive anywhere. This is dessert in a glass.
One of the most peaceful parts of our walk was along the Promenade de la Meuse, a long leafy path that runs right next to the river. You get these uninterrupted views of the water, with the Citadel of Namur towering above in the background. Boats drift by and locals cycle or stroll past with groceries and fresh bread. I highly recommend doing this walk during golden hour. It's magical. No city walk is complete without snacks, and in Namur that means Belgian waffles, fresh fritties, and probably a local beer or two if you're into that. I grabbed a waffle and sat just soaking in the buzz of Easter weekend crowds.
Waffles are good. They're sweet, delicious, and a lot of calories. I'm gonna have to walk this off.
As we were walking around town enjoying the sights, we stumbled into something quite unique. As this was the Easter weekend, I was fortunate to witness Volknam, a traditional festival that brings Namur's history to life. The city squares, especially Place d'Armes and Place de Maurice Sauval, were vibrant with medieval dances, period costumes, and lively parades. The atmosphere was electric, offering a unique glimpse into the local traditions. After a long scenic wander through the city, we made our way to the Citadel of Namur, and honestly, it's hard to miss. Perched high above the city, it's one of the most iconic landmarks in Wallonia. And whether you climb up by foot or take the cable car, yes, there's a cable car, the views are worth it. The cable car is around €5 one way or €8 return. But honestly, we enjoy the short walk up while enjoying some beautiful views. We took the path that winds up through the wooded slope, which makes it feel like a proper mini hike.
Apparently this is the city. It's founded by a man on a turtle. He rode his turtle all the way from Denmark and he said, "Nice river, let's build a town."
Once at the top, wow, you're rewarded with sweeping panoramic views over Namur, where the Sambre or Meuse rivers meet. You can see the old town below, the bridges stretching across the river and the soft green hills rolling in the distance. It's the kind of place you stand quietly for a minute and take it all in. I couldn't resist it. I had to launch my drone, and capturing the city from above gave me a whole new appreciation for how stunning this place is. The aerial shots show how the Citadel stretches across the ridge, with walking paths, tunnels and open green spaces, and make it feel like more than just a fortress, like a living part of the city. If I had to do this again, these are some tips. I'll take the cable car one way and walk the other if you have limited time. Probably best to go in late afternoon, there are fewer people and better light, especially for those drone footage. And I would bring some snacks and water. There's a large grassy park area where you can have a nice break with a picnic. Dogs are allowed, which is great, so take your pet with and you'll enjoy it with you.
Greek food. It's toast to the Greek Durbuy. Good luck and Godspeed.
So that's Namur, a place I honestly hadn't planned to visit, but one that completely won me over. From medieval parades and riverside walks to quiet corners with great food and even better views, the city felt like a slice of real Belgium. And Joey definitely approved. If you've been to Namur or discovered another underrated city during your travels, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I wasn't expecting this tiny Belgian village to blow me away, but Crupet honestly felt like stepping into a fairy tale. Joey and I spent the afternoon hiking past castles, stone cottages and lush green hills. And the best part? We beat the rain by minutes and ended the day with a cold beer, hot coffee and a cozy little spot.
Joey, are we in Crupet? Yeah, we are in Crupet. We're gonna do a bit of a hike.
So, we are in the wonderful town of Crupet. Yes, we were here yesterday as well. Yes, we did not stay long, but we are giving this another shot. We're going to try and hike on Easter. It's a beautiful day. Let's do it.
Quick pee. Started the hike.
We arrived in Crupet with no big expectations. Just a general plan to stretch our legs, get some fresh air and see what the so-called most beautiful village in Wallonia was all about. Spoiler, it lived up to the title and then some. The first part of our hike started near the Chateau of Crupet Castle, a medieval moated castle that looks like something out of a fantasy movie. It's private so you can't go inside, but just walking the trail that loops around it gives you some magical views, with reflections in water, ivy-covered stone walls and little bridges that feel straight out of a storybook. Joey was, of course, more interested in the ducks in the moat than castle history. Priorities. From there we stroll through Crupet's narrow stone streets, past rusty cottages, small chapels and gardens in full spring bloom. It's a place that feels untouched, like it's proud to stay exactly the way it's been for centuries. No tourist buses, no rush, just silence, bird song and the occasional wave from a local. Eventually we came to the grotto of Saint Anthony of Padua, one of the most unexpected stops. It's a quirky, peaceful cave chapel tucked into a hill with life-size statues, quiet candles and a view over the valley. Whether you're religious or not, there's something calming about it. Joey waited patiently while I explored a bit. I even think he knew this was a place to chill. The second half of the afternoon was all about hiking through the countryside. We followed a marked trail that led us out of the village and into the rolling fields and forest edges that surrounded Crupet. It was the perfect mix of open space and shaded woodland, nothing too intense, just enough to get the legs moving and the lungs full of fresh air. Hello. Are you a little bit tired? You did walk a bit already. That's very good of you. Joey's tired. Joey'd been moved, so he's going to be carried for a while. It's okay. Days like this are why I love slow travel. Crupet wasn't packed with attractions or big must-see checklists. It was quiet, local and full of moments that just landed right. A castle walk, peaceful hikes and coffee just in time for the rain. This cat was checking out my drone when I was landing. I thought he was going to try to steal it. So he was like a flying mouse. We're in Belgium, drink beer and drink local beer. I love discovering the beers around this place. We're going to try to pronounce it, but it's called Caloes, a little brown beer. After a hike, the rainy weather, and a cat behind me. If you ever found a little village like this and completely surprised you, let me know in the comments. I'm always up for discovering new hidden gems. Tucked between a sheer cliff and the River Meuse is a town that doesn't even feel real. Colourful streets, medieval towers and apparently a thing for trumpets. Joey wasn't impressed, but I was. This is Dinant, Belgium. Dinant might just be the most dramatic small town in Belgium. You don't arrive here quietly, you arrive here with your jaw on the floor. On one side you've got these rainbow-coloured buildings lined up along the Meuse River. On the other, a vertical cliff with a fortress literally built into the rock.
Joey does Dinant. Arrived in Dinant. What a beautiful town. Dressed in the car. We are proper tourists. We survived. And Joey just does not want to go where he's supposed to go. The joys of traveling with the dog. No one knows what you're doing. So dog dad life. Me having to walk Joey by carrying him.
This bridge is named after Charles de Gaulle, who was wounded here during World War I. But what really stands out are these giant saxophones. Turns out, Dinant is the birthplace of Adolphe Sax, the inventor of the saxophone. So yeah, they kind of run with that theme here. Even Joey was intrigued, probably less about the music and more about the smells.
Joey, there's a church in Europe.
And then there's the Citadel. Originally built in the 11th century, it's been destroyed and rebuilt more than once. But the views from up there worth every step. You can take the cable car or hike the 408 steps. From the top you get this perfect shot. The river, the church, the cliffs, the bridge. It just feels like you're standing inside a painting.
Church in Europe. Did not expect.
The heart of the town is small, just a few streets, but packed with charm. Cafes spill onto the sidewalks, boats drift down the river, and everything moves at this perfectly relaxed pace. We stopped for a coffee, which is mandatory when you're traveling in Belgium, and just sat, taking it all in. Dinant doesn't try to impress you, it just exists, carved between the rock and water, quietly unforgettable. It's small, it's simple, and maybe that's why it's so special. So that was Dinant, a tiny town that somehow manages to feel epic. Cliffside castles, river reflections, and a saxophone soul. If you ever find yourself in southern Belgium, don't just drive past the place, stop, wonder, and let it surprise you. This trip reminded me that you don't have to go far to feel far away. Sometimes it's not the big cities or bucket list spots that stay with you. It's the quiet towns, the winding roads, the tiny surprises. Belgium gave us just enough adventure and just enough stillness. And I'll be honest, I think Joey loved it too. If you enjoyed this journey with us, hit that like button, drop a comment and subscribe for more cinematic travel videos across Europe. We're just getting started. Until next time, keep exploring.